But
Okay, I will begin, will we?
Yeah.
not comfy, but I'm ready to rumble.
Getting
Okay.
there. Right.
Okay,
Is that recording?
Yeah.
yeah.
Just making
Just
sure.
Long time no speak. We took a few months out there, but we are back and we are restarting. And we have a very special guest with us today.
Johnny Dugan, ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got DJ Bourne.
Yep.
DJ Bourne.
Hello. How is everyone?
Yeah. New beginnings, guys.
Yeah, so there's some housekeeping we'll have to go through before we get into the juicy stuff. We've got our first sponsor.
Ooh.
Was
that a question?
for me?
It is Cocktail Keg Company from Belfast very own. They've also sorted us out with some free booze that we'll be drinking throughout the podcast.
It's absolutely great, to be fair.
They're currently drinking the Porn Star Martinis, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just repeat that word you said.
Porn star?
Star?
No. That was pronounced perfectly. I don't know how you. Did you say Martini?
Martini.
Oh, Martini.
Martini,
Sorry,
Martini, yeah.
Continue on.
Tristan also. Oh, his name's Tristan. It's not actually his real name isn't DJ.
Came out of my mother's womb as boring.
Yeah, his real name is
Tristan Boring.
Yeah.
I always feel it's weird, like finding out a DJ's real name kind of takes away like the magic from it.
Yeah.
So like like
All DJs don't really have magic.
Yeah. We were in Bootleggers earlier on, and a guy I know was like, "All right, DJ Bourne, how you getting on?" I was like,
Yeah.
but like what else would they call you?
"Well, to be fair, it's quite easy for you,
Well, yeah, obviously.
DJ Mark Blair."
I always regretted that, like not picking an alias.
Really?
Yeah. There's too much connection there.
Looks more
More personal.
professional. I was
We got to
gonna-
speak in here,
think
do we?
so?
A little squeaky chair. Hey.
I mean, like the majority of people do have an alias.
Mm.
I feel like if you just see like a random name on a poster, it's just like, who's that guy? Do you know what I mean?
Mark Blair.
Feels a bit
Not
weird.
so much.
Okay. What was I saying there about the cocktails?
Ricardo Villalobos.
Tristan made a very beautiful whiskey sour earlier. He had the whole egg whites in it. He did all that shite. And it was super tasty. So big thanks to Cocktail Keg Company
Yep.
for sorting us out.
So there's Porn Star Martini, Whiskey Sour, and Bramble.
Gin Bramble.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind the Gin Bramble, McPhee or Handy, if you want to sort me out here. Like,
We're not gonna whip one up on camera here.
Well, you want me to get you a drink?
yeah, that'll be nice. Like, or
Also,
Handy could do it.
I'm still on the podcast as well. Just I'm just
Don't let him.
just sitting behind the scenes, like.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Alright, bro. Yeah, the gin one.
Here we go.
Here we go, folks. Cocktail.
This
The
is
cocktail maker's here.
Come right up.
That one. Do you know how to do it?
You might need the shaker as well.
Shaker.
Oh fuck, this is gonna be a shit
Oh,
show.
he's not gonna. Okay, well, while he's doing that, we'll get back to business.
Yeah. So music.
Well, there's more housekeeping to go through.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
We obviously haven't been doing a podcast in like 3, 4, 5 months.
Yeah.
Whenever it's been. We started doing the podcast during like the second lockdown, and we did it like was it week or 2 weeks?
Wasn't even.
Every
Wasn't
2
it
or
like a
3
month?
weeks. No, it was like at the start it was like every 2 weeks, and like I feel like people. Well, I don't know if other people do, but I kind of got sick of like just listening to us talk shite for an hour.
Complete drivel. Like.
So we decided that we would wait until gigs are back and that travel's open, and then we'll start getting guests on and we can chat with them, and people will hopefully find it actually interesting.
Yeah.
Chose the wrong person for that.
So yeah, so this is us back. We've got DJ Bourne with us. He is playing in UFO tonight at Limelight, which sold out
I'm gonna get a little bit of
the day it was released. Was it ours?
a day.
A day.
So the day of it getting released, just like sales, kaput.
Sold out.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Is it a post-COVID boom?
Well, I mean,
Or are you going to put it down to how lethal of a DJ you are?
Yeah, they chose correct. No, but like I mean, like in England at the moment, there's like, you know, when it opened up, there was a huge boom, like massive boom, and people were just going nuts, going to every party, going like people who work during the week were going to Thursday parties, Wednesday parties, just because of their absolute freedom. Now, genuinely, there is a scarce of
Really?
tickets, and you know, shows are getting cancelled because ticket sales aren't like.
Serious?
Yeah, man, it's scary. Also, I think there's like, as I was saying to Johnny earlier today, is that we've also missed like not generation, but like a year of uni students who are sharing good music, but we've lost them to TikTok music and like all this
That's
kind
true.
of
Like
popular
like
music that
commercial
is
shit.
yeah.
a lot of people's like introduction into like the sort of house techno scene is the
university.
first year of university, and that's when they kind of get
That's
involved
where
in
you,
it.
that's
so
where
that-
you
And
where
that's
you
what-
find out.
They go into it and they're like completely inspired at the start. It's all fresh and they want to get into it.
yeah. So definitely, like, I don't know. I feel like it was either going to go either way. It was either going to be like super busy, super popular, or like.
It did.
Like, do you
it
think-
was like
do you
it
think-
really was.
Do you
Like,
think
it was-
do you think COVID's a factor for people when they're going out? Like, are people thinking, people
I-
our age,
I don't think so. Like,
are they thinking, I don't want to go out because it's maybe not safe enough yet? People might not have their vaccines yet. Like,
Well-
I think it's a factor for people our age.
who do you know is going to go, right, I'm not going out tonight because I'm scared of COVID?
I'm sure there's some people like.
I mean, there's 100%.
But that's the complete
people,
but surely that's the minority. So it's not making,
yeah, oh, no, no,
it's not
definitely-
making up for
definitely
why there's a big
minority.
tail off.
But I think you know you have to think of it in a way that like, you know, you've got Saturday, right? Saturday is the night that you want to go out.
Yeah.
In England, especially, you need to have a lateral flow test.
Oh really?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
To get in anywhere?
To get into clubs, like that is like the
Oh,
bare
okay.
minimum, right?
Right,
But
okay.
some people are forgetting to do that, right?
Not back.
Is it not so difficult to just remember that just like before you go out to like
We'll go.
Thank you very much, Handy.
that looks lethal. Is it not like just smart just to do a test, even for your own personal
Yeah.
benefit, even if it is just to get into a club, just for your own benefit? Because some people are asymptomatic and stuff, and like you can't.
You wouldn't even know.
Cocktails.
Yeah, well, we don't have that here.
Nah.
It's just
Do you have to be double vaxxed? Oh,
No,
no,
not
you
at all.
have nothing.
It's the club's discretion whether they choose.
True.
So,
But that's like we have the same thing as it's the club's discretion if they want you to have to show a vaccine
yeah,
passport.
they enforce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you have to have. I mean, actually, that's not so. Oh, I'm not sure. Actually, I think I do think that you do need to lateral flow.
So do you need,
It's like a tongue twister.
for your gig in Corsica tomorrow night,
Lateral flow.
you need lateral flow?
Or sorry, or
Proof
if
of vaccination.
you've been vaccinated, you can get this thing on the NHS, which is like a
QR code.
QR code, and that just like shows that you've been double vaxxed.
Yeah.
But like that's like those are the things like you don't have to. All I was saying is that like the lateral flow is if maybe you've only got one jab
yeah.
or no jab.
Yeah.
Which by the way
Makes sense, like-
if people don't want to get the vaccine, that's totally
Don't get
fine,
Handy
like,
started, mate.
Yeah.
That's your own. you know,
Yeah.
that's your own.
I mean, it's such a
choice.
tough one, like, because you should be getting it. Like, you
Yeah.
should get
I mean,
it.
I personally won't get.
I don't
fully-
think we should really get into
fully
all
into
that.
this, but my stance on it is that you don't need to do this. This is your own choice. But if we want to progress
Then you probably
and
should.
like stuff, you
Yeah.
have to.
Well, let's
Don't-
get off that topic
Yeah,
before
yeah.
Handy
Hang on.
gets
Should
started.
maybe like, sure, what was that one? The Shine free event?
Oh yeah,
Because that was
for just vaccinated,
yeah.
wasn't it?
So Shine did an event in Belfast. Who was playing?
I think it was Alan
Alan
Fitzpatrick.
Fitz, Eats Everything, someone else. So basically, they did this like big drive. It was like they incentivized getting vaccinated. So basically, if you had, was it one dose? One
doses,
dose
I
you could
think.
get in.
Is it? I don't know.
But basically, you had to
Be
be vaccinated
vaccinated.
to get in there. But it was
Like,
a free event.
You couldn't do a test
Yeah.
to get in. Like you,
could-
had to be
you had to be
vaccinated.
vaccinated.
Ah,
So it's like
interesting.
Very
it,
interesting.
Like,
That's very interesting.
incentivizes getting vaccinated, which personally I don't.
It
I don't know.
incentivizes, but also it excludes
Yeah,
people. So
Does exclude, but like at the same time, like you know, you've got, for instance, Scotland. they are double vax.
Yeah, but they're
completely
anal on it, like
yeah,
proper.
but like that's in retrospect, it's fucking smart.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where things should.
Minimize the risk.
Yeah, it's not about even for the people there. It's like actually, yes, it is about the people who. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it's for to be a part of society. You have to like, it's just something you have
Do
to
your
do.
bit, like.
Of course, like people like us, like we're not gonna die if we get COVID. We're gonna
you
have.
don't know. Some people might.
Well, you don't
have,
know,
like-
but the
I'd
chances are
be
pretty
that
low.
fucker to die. Like,
We're pretty secure, so like we're not getting the vaccine for ourselves. Really, you're getting it to protect the old people, the vulnerable people. Do you know what I mean?
Speaking of the vulnerable, did you see that the UK have made the first or approved the first pill?
Yeah, I saw that.
Cuts the chance of death down by half for vulnerable people. So
After
it's
they
like-
catch it, isn't it?
after they catch
like
it.
after they
so if
catch
they
it, yeah.
catch it, they can take a pill and it'll half the chance. I mean, if we're looking at 50-50, that's a way better percentage
Yeah,
than like
100%.
90.
See, it's got to the point now where like any news regarding COVID, I don't even like. I've spent whenever like the lockdown was going on, like I was
Yeah.
watching the news every single day, trying to find out when there was going to be a vaccine, when the efficacy
You were
results
mad
were
for
coming
it, to
up.
be
I
fair.
was obsessed with
All
it.
over it.
So I was sitting in my house for
you were
2
sitting
years
looking at
doing
the
nothing.
numbers and all, but
Literally.
like vaccination
I got
numbers.
pretty numbers obsessed.
Yeah.
But I was also, counting other countries because, so when I
Oh,
when I was
you
first,
say?
yeah, had a little brain fart. When I was first in the first lockdown, I was in Australia, and Australia was pretty alright. Got hit, but nothing
Yeah.
hard, right? We had restrictions, clubs were closed and stuff, but we had cafes that were open, and you could go grab a coffee, all this kind of stuff, which was nice. And I was there with my girlfriend and in my mum's place, and it was super lovely. Like I got to spend 6 months in Australia with my family. which is,
Time you would have never,
never
you
have
would
gone
never
before.
got
So I would
that
have
at
been,
all.
if COVID wasn't happening, I was there for like 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
then I was gone again.
Yeah.
But no, I was there. But when I was in Australia, I was obsessed with
Yeah.
looking at numbers. America's numbers super high.
Yeah,
England's
same,
number
yeah.
was climbing. Nothing was like drastic.
Yeah.
Until like that massive spike.
Yeah.
And like so whenever the first lockdowns all started and like everything closed, like, and it became clear that they weren't going to open again until a vaccine was available.
Yeah.
Like, what was going through your head? Were you thinking like, I might never get the DJ again? This might be my career over. Like, were you worried? Were you?
Yeah, of course I was worried. Like that was wondering whether things. But I had I read so many people's posts being like, not even like people that I knew, just like DJs from like New York and like just like everyone just being like, clubbing is never going to be the same. And I call absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the one thing
The
that
minute-
the people love the most about clubbing is like the experience. And yes, I understand that like being in a room sweating around people is not exactly the most COVID safe thing. But
Yeah.
since we have progressed in that situation and like where we are now, like for instance tonight, when we go to
Limelight.
Limelight,
Yeah.
it will honestly feel like COVID wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The minute you get a few drinks in you and get into a nightclub, you're not thinking about that.
I mean, there's big like Park Life Festival had like 50,000 people and all
Yeah.
that, and like everyone's running about. There's no masks,
Nobody
no
cares.
nothing.
Well,
Like,
whatever.
You know how you guys said not to like go to the toilet before.
oh my
Ah, here
God.
we go. Here we go.
I might have to go.
I said to him before we started the podcast, if you need to go to the toilet, please just go quickly so we don't have to.
But to state total facts, I did say I can't predict.
You did say
Yeah,
that.
that's
Like,
true.
I
you
can't
did.
predict when, but it's a bit. I'm more annoyed that it's come
So
sooner.
swiftly.
Sooner
Well,
than like
you
like,
might as
I
well,
thought
like-
that maybe at like the last like
we
maybe
might as well
10
get it
minutes
over
to be
and
like,
done
oh,
with,
you know
like-
what? We might just wrap it up. It's a little too early to wrap things up.
Yeah.
And that's the end of this week's.
Let's call it a day there.
Can't hold us not your hand.
7 minutes. call it a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
good podcast. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Thank
so
you for
yeah,
our sponsors.
we were just
Yeah, thank you very
it
much,
was
Cocktail K Company.
the COVID podcast.
You far away.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I said I'll have to go in a second.
Oh, really?
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
bit of crack in it. So,
Yep.
yeah, time
All
down.
literally every single podcast before this, like when we did at the first stage, was literally just an hour of COVID talk.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's yeah, like
It is
we
annoying
really
because,
should get
like,
off it.
Yeah,
but
I think you know
it should be a release.
we've
It should be-
we've all experienced COVID in its
Entirety.
entirety. I mean, like you know, people who are saying like they haven't. Oh no, people haven't said it, but like for this thing, it's like we are literally just talking at
Yeah.
the facts that people
Yeah.
already know.
So like
We've gotten to that point of COVID where there is no surprises
Yeah, there's
except
no
for
news.
like the pill, which is like
Yeah.
super
and even that,
amazing,
like,
but,
I was kind of like,
you know, that's
okay, very, very
sort of
good.
stuff that we need
Yeah.
to start progressing as.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's
so like see obviously when you went in lockdown, like normally you're playing what 2, 3, maybe 4 gigs a week.
Yeah.
So you're flat out all the time. So you obviously haven't like work-life balance is obviously quite a hard thing if you're traveling all over England, Europe,
yeah.
obviously over here. So like did you find when you went into lockdown you're like, fuck, this is great? Like having that little tail off to have some like me time, which you obviously would never normally get.
Yeah, 100%. I thought it was pretty. So, like, when I came back from Australia, I obviously accepted a couple of sit down shows. And, you know, at first, a lot of people were super apprehensive about sit down shows because, you know, a sit down show isn't the same
Yeah, of
vibe,
course.
Obviously. Like, there is no
Yeah.
doubt in that. But for people, like, for me, I would happily go to a sit down show because I
Better
love
better
music.
than nothing.
I love music. I love being able to go for a drink with my friends, and that literally gave us that. I mean, I understand who wants to sit down and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
do that kind of thing, but it was better than nothing.
Yeah.
And then there was the whole sort of thing where people were playing sit down shows and like other like DJs and producers were being like, why are they playing shows? Like it's still all
Yeah.
the case numbers are this high. The NHS is overwhelmed and like
Yeah.
there's a whole sort of like between all the DJs and like all the producers, like there was a lot of like not attacks like personally, but like there was a lot of like slabbering and like gossip going on, being like,
That's always gonna
totally.
happen.
oh,
I mean, that's
that
good. I mean,
needs-
it's still happening now.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day, production companies like this is people's bread and butter. From like people doing like the setup.
My thought process is that yes, like I like for instance, I'm using myself as the thing. DJ Boring is on the flyer, but really, what people see is that I'm getting paid, right?
yeah.
Bartenders, like sound engineers,
Yeah.
bouncers,
Exactly.
general managers of the place, the promoters. Like we're all
We have to make a living.
working.
Yeah.
Think about the sound
For the first
engineers.
time as
Think
well,
about
like,
sound engineers where
12
like
months.
you know, and bartenders and stuff like literally not been open for ages. Like that is super hard.
Yeah.
And like the government asking us to rethink and like you know,
See all that talk of the 20th, maybe you need to go so 2 seconds.
Can you go for one? Can you go for one for me as well, please?
that is just
And then there were
Hip-
2.
hypocritical.
Yeah. So busy tonight, mate.
You know, just a couple of
Yeah. So going back to music.
yeah.
In terms, so obviously you've had a lot more time to do things with obviously having 2 years out or however long it was.
Yeah.
Did you find like do you have a writer's block when you're trying to do production side of things, or did it give you more inspiration just to get stuck into it and get on with it?
So what really sucked is that when I was in Australia, I had like the hugest creativity burst.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
You just wanted to do as much as you could.
but I had none of my equipment. I had, like my studio was so I packed up. I moved out of my house. No, I didn't.
In London?
No, I didn't. So the first lockdown, I was
Yo, Mark,
here.
make me a cocktail. Sorry, continue.
What do you want?
If you don't,
Anything?
One straw martini?
Whiskey sour? And not a whiskey sour. Just
what was I?
so you moved out of your house, writer's block.
No. Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually move out. The first one, I was still at my house, but I had all my stuff packed away because I had a studio in my house, but my friend moved into that room.
Yeah.
So I got rid of it, and then I'm in Australia with no equipment,
Nothing.
nothing.
So you were sort of the point of being like,
I was just like,
Fuck, I really wanna do something, but-
how do I do this? I borrowed a Juno 106 off a friend,
Yeah.
and some speakers, and like, but it was like bare minimal. Like I
Yeah.
still made so much that I could, but I didn't have like the
you were at your
full-
limit of what you could have done with
Yeah.
the tools you had.
Yeah. So then I came back to England, and I rented out a studio space in Hackney, and I caught writer's block in there.
Yeah.
It's just like
So with this stuff you produced with like the basics, did you go back and remaster that, or did you just look at it? Did
Nah.
you look at it and go, it's
Yeah.
not good enough, or
oh, it was more that like they're good and they've got potential, but I wouldn't know where to go with them now, just because like
it was a spur of the moment sort
spur
of
of the
thing?
moment.
Yeah.
So then when I was in Hackney, I had writer's block again, but at the very end, before I went back to Australia, because obviously Australia opened up, I had this huge burst again,
Yeah.
and I was, writing things every day. And I had like some, I wouldn't say genius because I'm far from, but had some really good ideas.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was just like, not a problem at all.
Yep.
I just, got it all done and wrote some really cool stuff. Then I came back to Australia and I had, once again,
A spurt with,
spur of like fucking creativity.
and was it the same situation again?
Same situation, but I couldn't borrow anything.
Yeah.
And now I've, obviously like at that point, before I came back from Australia, I moved out of my house. I moved everything into it. That is
Hang on a second. Did you just get me a pint of porn star?
I'm gonna take some as well. Relax. What the heck?
Well,
What is
I mean,
this?
if,
Everyone can
If
top
we're
up.
all at it.
So what did I miss there?
We're talking about writer's block and
Were you over the full like 18th month lockdown? Were you writing stuff like constantly?
give or take.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of unreleased stuff built up.
Oh no,
no.
I'm a very slow producer,
Yeah.
and I like take time with stuff. Some people are very quick, but super effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, if I'm quick, it's sloppy.
Mm.
I need that time to just really. That was adorable. That was genuinely adorable.
Yeah.
I just need time to,
No.
So it's all sitting banked, ready to go, or just sitting there?
some of it's sitting.
Like a lot of the stuff you've been releasing has been like collabs, like remixes and stuff. Like, is there a reason for that,
Recently.
or just coincidence?
No reasons. I'm just.
And like these people that you picked the collab with or remix, like, are they people that you're fans of? Are they people that's just said, "Can you remix this for me?" And
Well, I
or
just
who's-
recently. So there's this band in Australia called the Presets, and I mean, probably one of the biggest, inspirations to me.
Really?
And
is it like a live band?
Yeah, it's like a electronic duo, but they're like a band because there's like a drum kit and like synthesizers and stuff, and it's honestly one of the most amazing things. And Julian Hamilton's the singer songwriter.
Are they big?
Pretty big,
big.
yeah. And they do like they've done like American tours. They've definitely done Europe and stuff, and they're like the music is exceptional. And everything they made in like 2006 to 2008 was just like everything that was like my favorite thing about electronic music. And I did my my latest Boiler Room in Sydney, and I played one of their tracks. It's called "I Go Hard, I Go Home," and it's genius. It's got like this like banging kick. It's like damn,
A remix of it, or like the original?
no, it's the original.
So is it like
it sounds
is it like electronic,
strange to-
or is it like vocal?
It's electronic and vocal. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Julian's got the most insanely great voice. So I go hard. So this is like the.
Yeah.
and then like a kick will come in. It's like,
Oh yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
fits in a boiler room. Like,
and then like Julian's basically put a like I always get the word tremolo. Tremolo.
tremolo.
Whatever. It's like the way like you're putting so he's done it on his vocals, and it sounds like very trancey, which is kind of
Yeah,
cool. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know. But anyway, so I put that track on my boiler room when obviously it went off in Australia because like majority of the people would have known the track, and I posted the video and tagged them in it, just shits and giggles. Both of them replied being like, this is so sick. But then Julian actually wrote to me and said, hey, would you like to remix one of my solo projects? And for me, that's like
We like,
bigger than anything.
Yeah.
Like that's huge for me. Like
Yeah.
doesn't like, you know, even if it's like,
it's like Michael Jackson messaging me like, do you want to do a collab?
I'd be like, send me to heaven and oh hell, I don't know where. But you know, I think for me that was just like one of those moments where I'm just,
Yeah.
you know,
Is that where you're like, fuck, I've made it?
yeah,
Yeah. There is those moments where like it's maybe not like to other people where like it's not some massive fucking band with like 2 million followers, but like it's someone that you have respected coming up in the scene.
100%.
And like people be like, well, like they've only got like they're not that big, but like you've respected them, you've used them as an inspiration, and like whenever they like acknowledge you or like gave you some sort of credit, like
Yeah.
it means the world. Like
Yeah.
I think it's also like because I grew up in my most vulnerable years of exposure to dance music.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about like the presets is that they are quite like versatile in the songs that they make. It's all pretty much electronic, but some of it's like 80s inspired, some of it's super hard, some of it's like almost like punk rock, but it's all electro. And just so that's like one thing that like I have taken in myself that like I love about these guys, and to have both of them be like, this is like good stuff, it's like probably it's better than
yeah, it means the world, like, doesn't it?
Pretty inspirational for you, like,
yeah
yeah.
And so you're playing in Limelight tonight
as well.
many times for me. You played from
First time in Belfast I played for you,
was it
art department.
art department,
Yeah,
and then
Menage.
the Menagerie for your
The
Hey,
tour.
was that date night?
That was date
Yeah.
night.
That,
That was
missed,
lethal.
I missed
That
that,
was-
but I heard
yeah.
it was
Yeah, yeah,
unreal.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, it was so sick.
I heard it was really good.
Yeah.
Menagerie is such a small venue as well, where like it's so
Real
easy.
small, intimate venue.
Yeah, you're literally like so
Biggie
connected
Smalls.
to the crowd in it.
Is the illest.
Like you've really got like you can feel them like yelling at you and all.
Oh yeah.
Do one of those ones.
Ulster says you. So we took Tristan over to Ulster Sports Club earlier. I was giving him a little bit of a Belfast history tour. And
Oh, yeah.
I was showing them the Ulster, like the Ulster says no
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
from like, I don't even know when was it, Peak Troubles. And I showed them the Ulster says yo sign.
Because he said Ulster says no.
Yeah, so it was Ulster says no, but then they've changed it.
Oh, is that what the joke
So it
is?
says
Yeah.
Ulster says yo. Sorry, that was fucking
I
terrible.
don't know. Get him
We'll
out of
get-
here.
yeah.
Like take that cocktail off him. So yeah, you'll definitely enjoy the Limelight tonight. Like
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, to me, it doesn't really. I don't really care where I play in Belfast. I just know that majority of the times that I play here, the crowd that I have is just this.
yeah, like
I don't know what it is. Maybe
everyone
it's
says
because
that.
of
Like
the-
everyone
They
does
just
say
love
that.
it. They just love it.
They're so rowdy.
I like, you know, I never plan sets. I never in my entire life plan sets. I mean, like I I buy and download a lot of tracks, but I'll never in my mind, like my mind's right, be like, okay, I'm gonna play this, play that,
Yeah.
play that. I just put it in and like, you know.
And do you have like do you have playlists or do you have one playlist with all the songs on it?
So I do once a
Whoa,
playlist-
spit out, mate.
I know, so many brain farts. I can't stop myself. Once I have a playlist that has too many tracks in it because I've like, I notice this, I scroll,
Yeah.
I make a new one. And it's terrible because some of the names are just like, you know, I like, for instance, I played a festival recently called Hijacked in Exeter in England.
Yeah.
I think that's
Down south
where,
somewhere?
Exeter. Yeah, it was Exeter. And for instance, I for some reason kind of forgot how to spell hijacked, so I wrote hiyak, like almost like kayak, but
But with the H at
Hi.
the start.
yeah.
And how'd that go? What was it?
I mean, like it's
Are you gonna go in?
it's not no one knows.
Bit more in-depth
No one
on that one?
knows unless they're like.
Have you
like,
not played
can
it
I-
yet?
Can
Did
I
you play it?
Can I? The what? The festival?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the playlist names.
No.
I
Oh
was
right.
like- I was
Oh
like,
right.
no,
Yeah.
it's like,
So
how'd
when
that
you
go? I'm
played.
like,
Okay.
no
Right.
one
Right. Right.
knows. Like no one's gonna
Okay.
be like,
Yeah.
this guy's got a weird playlist now.
Yeah. So
Speaking
you
of-
wouldn't make a
speaking of-
playlist for each
of
event you
pink.
play?
I was about to go for one as well.
Ah, it's my time to shine.
Alright, okay, you far away. Me and Duggan will talk about Waterford last night.
Yeah.
So
Me or you? You go first.
I'll go first. So me and Duggan very kindly drove me to my gig in Waterford last night, which is about 3.5 hour drive from Belfast.
Yeah, basically we're here, Belfast, and Waterford is essentially as far south as you can go. And
Nearly.
I literally didn't realize this until we set off.
He got us there in a good time. Like he was
Yeah.
flying up that way.
110 mile an hour cruise control the whole way.
So we got there, we went to the club. The club was amazing. Really good, like green
Yeah.
room, like back bit. Met some nice people. Club was pretty full, like, wasn't it?
I couldn't even tell you.
I think it was. Like, it was hard to
I couldn't see anything. Like,
see, but I'm pretty sure it was full enough. Played a really good set, and then after the club closed, we were like, right, we'll go to a wee after party for a bit. So we were going around being like, does anyone know where the after party is or what's going on here? I don't know how we found those two girls.
do you not remember climbing over that fence?
Yes,
and
and
they were
falling.
like, we're
So like the bros of some pink house thing. Some were called the pink house. The bros the whole way there.
which is what they described as worse than Holy Lands. So whatever.
Yeah, and they weren't letting anyone in. And I didn't want to like walk up to the door and be like, "Hello, mate, can I get in?" It's like really embarrassing. So we tried to go around the back, and we were like jumping over people's garden fences out the back of the houses. I jumped off this like big wall, slipped and fell on my arse, and then ended up having to walk half an hour.
You were over the other side of the fence, and I was like, yo,
That's the wrong house.
someone's actually texted me saying we've got an after party here. And I was like, why don't we go there? But at this point, Mark was already clean over the fence.
Yeah. And then we ended up walking like half an hour to some shitty
Yeah.
little party.
Yeah,
Brutal.
which was absolutely
So brutal, like
packed to the dick.
busy enough, like, but not brilliant.
Yeah. But all in all,
So you're back, Tristan?
Yeah, I just got a bit chilly.
Yeah, it's a bit cold in here. Oh, by the way, we're also in my new studio.
Yep.
Last time we were speaking to you, we were in the old studio. We have a new studio now.
the camera probably looks pretty much the same though.
No, like last time
It
it
was,
was just
a wooden thing, wasn't it?
yeah for the first few. And like it was just like one sofa, so like
You been watching the podcast, have you?
I watched a tiny bit.
I skipped through it.
Yeah.
Of one, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Of like a tiny bit of one.
To be honest, based on what we've watched, it's probably right.
Yeah, so I got a new studio.
I could get the gist of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you see 5 minutes, you've seen it all.
Yeah.
I watched 6 minutes.
like
I think
one of
I've
Mark's
seen
sets.
seasons of it.
Yeah. So I've got a new studio in Belfast. Really, really nice place. Really big.
Yeah.
It is quite big.
It is
You
quite
could throw
big.
a proper rager in
You
here.
could definitely throw a party in here.
You could.
So
Bit of OH&S issue, but
yeah,
I mean, you've got a bar. You've got
yeah,
got
the
it.
full
got
works.
it all. Got it all.
Well, that's
You
what
could
we
have
wanted
this
to
as
do.
like the kind of meeting area,
Mm,
yeah.
dance floor,
Green room.
bakery.
green
Yeah.
with glass, so you could just see people just chilling in
Yeah.
there.
So yeah, well, that's another thing. Let's speak about Barbed.
Yeah.
We've got our first release on Saturday.
Do we?
You're useless,
News
mate.
to me.
Are you serious?
What are you
You're
listening to?
fucking-
He did tell
useless.
me in the car. He was like, "I think we're turning this into a record label."
Yeah,
I think is a
we
big...
have our first release on Saturday,
Oh, so you are a record label.
which is know that video from AVA Festival.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
that song.
Right, okay.
That.
Okay.
Do you want one more?
Yeah, yeah.
The exact same.
Okay.
So it's coming out Saturday.
I'm so hot and cold. What?
The first release.
Take it all off.
It's not
Get off. Scare your teacher off.
We'll all get it off. That's right. Release.
Yeah, the release on
Saturday.
Saturday. It's a single. That's another thing I need to speak about. Let me go. That's all I need to speak about. Like, in this day and age, and the whole Spotify and the whole TikTok era, where people have, whenever someone like interacts with you on social media, you've got about 10 seconds of their time before they say, okay, I don't care. Or if they do care, they'll watch another 10 seconds, then they'll leave. So in this day and age, in translation to music, is releasing like 5-6 track EPs and albums really the way forward in this in the fact that like, people's attention spans aren't long enough. Obviously the hardcore fans and like people that really want to do it, let's do it, but like people that you want to casuals are not going to listen to a full album or a full 5-6 track EP.
It's a bit of a hard question because, you know, you've stated, I guess, most of the main things, like diehard fans will listen to the whole thing, but you never know because, you know, tracks can do like surprisingly well, really differently. Like Ewan McVicker, Ewan.
Yeah,
McVicker,
saw that. Tell me something.
Ter-
Lovely
ter-
guy as well. We met at
amazing.
Life.
Such a good
such
lad.
a
Absolute
like,
gent, like-
really sweet guy.
Oh,
But when Tell Me Something Good came out, pretty big, massive, but then it just got
Boom.
huge. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like some tracks can take time.
that was-
or actually, even a better example is Shouse. Shouse is this Melbourne duo, and they released a track called "Love Tonight," and you know they released that 3 or something years ago, and then it started becoming big in Tulum. People were playing it on all the sets, and then David Guetta out of nowhere just randomly remixed it on a YouTube video, and now these boys are huge because everyone just knows that. You may have heard that. All I need
Is that it?
is
Is
some
that
love.
what it is?
Oh my
that's the
fucking
tune.
god.
Right?
Oh my
Like, dude,
god.
it's such a crazy thing because this track was like, it was super cool. They got like all these like Melbourne based people, like client liaison as Monty to sing and stuff, and they had all this like great thing. They had like 15 of them singing into like a few microphones, being like, all I need. 3 years later, it's like, it's fucking massive. Like, I last checked, I think they had like 16 million
Yeah.
monthly
Really
listeners.
blew
And like,
up, like-
that's ridiculous.
It's the same as that one. Do the video with the guy on the skateboard with the ocean spray?
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
went
yeah.
mad.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
all like.
But I mean, like, that's a, it was a,
I know that's
like,
I know that's
huge,
a
but not
huge tune
huge
back
bigger.
then, but then now,
Yeah.
meant
But like-
yeah.
Well, like you're saying about Ewan and his song "Tell Me Something Good," like that was his A1. That was the one track. Like, tell me this.
Very,
Can,
very
can you
true.
name any of his other ones that came out with that EP? No.
yeah. I was about to say, would it have done as well if it had come out on a single or out on?
I mean,
an album?
I bet you like 99% of people couldn't name one other song that was on that E EP.
Did you just take a dig at it?
Can you?
Well, I didn't even know it was an EP. But like, that's
Yeah,
not,
that's what I'm
not
saying.
my.
Yeah, you would be browsing that line anyway. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, people, like, there's never an EP release with 4 or 5 tracks and like 2 of the songs bang. It's one song bangs. And I don't know about you, but if I release an EP,
bullshit.
oh, right, let's hear
I'm
it.
sorry to say.
Let's hear it.
We're about to see a fight, folks.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, like, majority of the times I listen to like EPs and stuff, I very much like. Majority.
Oh, well, of course you like them. They're brilliant songs.
Oh,
But are they
now
get-
we're backtracking.
Are they getting the popularity? Like, see if you release an EP in SoundCloud or Spotify. Personally, from my experience, like A1, the first track, gets the most views. A2 gets the second most.
But that's
A3
also
gets the third most, and
because
A4
of
gets
how
the
it's
least.
Structured. This
Yeah.
is why a lot of people do when they have like a title track. Say, for instance, I make an album. It's called DJ Boring's Harry Styles mixes. Right?
Is that coming out anytime soon?
Sounds
Next year.
good.
I just need to get in
Like
contact
Faye
with
would be all over that.
I just need to get in contact with his people just to make sure it's
Clear the copyright and shit, yeah.
Just filming him at night.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people will have. Sorry, this is the DJ Boring Harry Styles Mixes album. It's called DJ Boring Harry Styles Mixes, and that's one of the tracks. But they'll put that track like 8 tracks down
Okay, right.
in the thing because you know most people will listen to the first track and be like, "This is the main track." Obviously,
Yeah.
it's the top.
Yeah.
So people put the main track of it later into the album, so it's integrated. So
Okay,
people
well, that makes a bit
will
more
start
sense, like-
listening to other stuff.
Yeah.
For instance, like Bonobo, one of the most I could listen to his albums start to finish, and that is like that's not even remembering all the songs. Like I know all
Like,
this.
I'm not saying like the songs are bad. Like I'm not saying the songs get worse as it goes down. I'm saying like
100%.
I'm saying like people don't listen to it.
Yeah, fair. But
As
we're
much-
also, like I said before, we're also in this weird kind of like we're in this weird limbo of where the world is kind of stuck with TikTok and stuff and the
Yeah.
popularity of songs, and that's
This-
because TikTok is actually choosing the charts of what's like famous now.
Yeah.
There was a song I can't one.
The influence that TikTok has on like
Oh, it's
commercial
crazy.
music is
Crazy, like
ridiculous.
there's
I
people
mean, it's
like
it's for people who are doing it like that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
fantastic for them.
100%.
You know
there's
what I mean?
people like self-releasing, have no label, and they're blowing up the like top 5 charts.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant to see. Like
Yeah, it gives people a platform to like expose themselves.
and it's
more
nice.
Than what they
It's
would
nice
have.
to see like the power getting kind of taken away from the big labels like
Yeah.
Universal Music and like all those ones that like push their way and pay their way and market their way to the top of the charts.
Yeah.
And
Did
next
you-
minute,
have you heard the song "Yes Sir, I Can Boogie"?
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Banger.
So amazing, right?
yeah.
So that came out in '77. Never hit the charts.
And then obviously the past year,
Fucking boomed on TikTok. It's on the charts after like 40 years. It's hit the charts, and that is just like it just shows that like you know the internet is like, I mean, it's I think what it used to be. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but the charts would be around like albums sold and
Yeah.
like, kind of like
Yeah.
what radio stations are, how many times they're
Yeah.
rotating the track. This is the brand new Queen
Yeah, like-
track, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Like charges like how many of the was it single or whatever it is
Yeah.
you sold, so you
Yeah.
can get number 1 charts based on how many singles or.
But now we've
albums you
got so
sold.
many different like avenues of things. Like you've got two.
Is he away for another piss?
2 P's in one? And
I haven't even been for one yet.
I've gotten railed before the thing. So Mark was actually angry. Like his words, like his like demeanor was more like, I swear to God, if you ruin this podcast today by taking a piss,
I know
or even don't even think about taking the poo
this guy.
2 times.
Yeah.
I bet you this one's a poo.
He's away down to the place where all the dicks hang out. So I was in Liverpool the weekend there, and one of the lads I was away with, he hit me with this absolute one-liner. I was in the toilet in one of the bars, and he goes, "So is this the place where all the dicks hang out?"
That's quite good.
Oh, what have we got here? By the way, how lethal are these?
They're pretty lethal.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't tried this yet. Think he's up, I suppose.
Might have to have a little sip of that.
I don't know. You
Oh, thanks.
it's nice. Like
would be my
A
cup
little-
of
Hold on,
tea,
wait,
but
a little bit
what
of
did I miss? What are you talking
what
about?
is
place where all the dicks hang out.
what do you call it? ASMR of like a
Is that what it is? On that note, I'm gonna hit the toilet
Right,
here.
go frig off then. Another thing I wanted to ask you about was Spotify.
Oh, what I was saying.
Oh, no, were you saying something about Spotify?
Well, yeah. I
Okay,
was saying
we'll go.
something before you rudely left.
Oh, sorry. I was
So-
about to piss
I was
myself.
just saying now we have so many different platforms of not charts, but we have so many platforms of like numbers people want to hit, you know? The most Shazam song, the
Yeah.
most played song,
Most
the most
streamed, all sorts.
streamed
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just like there's just so many different like numbers that people are wanting you to hit nowadays, and it's crazy to even think that like 10 years ago, this is so foreign. Like
Just
the
CDs,
thought
wasn't it?
of even
LimeWire. Did you have LimeWire?
was that 10 years ago?
That's probably more than 10 years ago, wasn't it?
LimeWire must have been like 15 years.
I mean,
Torrenting was like 10 years ago. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I
I
used
mean,
to
like-
torrent heaps when I was younger.
I
I
still
like torrent everything. and
see
then, like,
if I come across a track that I want, the first thing I do is type into Google the track name and then Bandcamp, and if I can't find it there, I go to Soulseek and I type in Soulseek.
I do.
I'll put my hands up.
I do a lot.
And my hands up.
Yeah, but I think SoulSeek's a bit different because it's a sharing platform. I mean, like you could say the same thing about like torrenting because you're sharing things, but like majority of things of torrents were illegal cracked files, while someone has either bought a record or bought this track and they're
shared it.
literally sharing it to you.
Yeah.
They have the discretion of not sharing it. They could like lock it and you have to either pay them, which I
Well,
find ridiculous.
yeah.
If anyone on SoulSeek is
A lot of them do it. We're like,
asking for money. Like I remember once this guy said, "Oh, you can pay these prices," and I go, "Well, if that's an absolute joke, I'll just go to Beatport or to
Yeah.
things." And they're like, "You should." I'm like, "Yeah, but you should be doing that.
Yeah.
Like you're actually benefiting
Yeah.
off somebody else's work."
music, yeah.
Spotify.
I mean, like, would you care that your tracks are on Soulseek?
Not at all, because someone's bought it. I'm not so worried about people buying my tracks. Like,
Yeah,
don't take that to heart. Like,
yeah.
buy everything.
But
Buy the catalog.
I mean, the money from track sales isn't good. Like, it's not good at all. It's barely a touch. The main money, well, from me personally, is from streaming. Like, well, that's another thing as well. Like Spotify, from what people are saying, is don't pay enough per stream.
Yes and no. I like someone did say something about it, which was like true, but like at the end of the day, it's crazy. Like, I think if we ask for more money from Spotify, obviously they don't have any money because they're literally like think about how many.
But
think
they were
about
saying
also about
how much profits they had
yeah,
per
of
year.
course. But
so-
think about how many like
How many people on
how
the
many
platform?
people on platform
Yeah.
are getting plays, especially like famous people.
Yeah.
And there's so many famous people that are
Yeah, true. Very
like this
true.
thing, which is like crazy. And like if you think about like us having our streams, like we might get like a
Making up the absolute minority.
few bucks from it, right? Think about like to like famous people, it is literally a few bucks to them because of the number is
Yeah,
just like
it's minimal.
ridiculous, you know. But like, I think that it's ridiculous that a platform like Spotify makes so much money from other people's
Yeah.
like hard work.
Yeah.
Where they don't see the hard work. It's like it's crazy.
I would agree with that. Like, and a bit of a personal question, like, but most of your income, would it come from gigs or would it come from like
Yeah.
Spotify or royalties?
Gigs doing
Mostly
I
gigs.
mean royalties really do help. Like
Passive
they're
income.
they're the ones that for me they're kind of like just random bits of money that you never
You wouldn't have
remember.
anyway.
You never
Yeah.
no, you would
Yeah.
never remember that it comes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I get my like royalty statement. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah, that's nice.
a little bit of cash coming in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
nice. Which is like great. And like, you know, during actually funny enough, talking about TikTok, Winona kind of went viral on
I was about to bring that up later as well. The whole Winona thing. Like, I know. Here we go.
Which
Like,
one's that? Would I know it?
Yo,
I would like to think so. Like,
yo,
it's just-
how long you
Okay,
gonna?
so-
sick.
yeah, that is sick. That's good.
That's
That's
sick.
good.
What?
You didn't know it.
Is it good?
So-
I definitely know the song.
Well,
though.
that's an actually really good sort of transition into what I want to speak about. This is a really good discussion point.
It better be. I'll be really.
Yeah, I'll be
disappointed.
raging.
Yo. How long you talking for today?
Well, there's no time limit when we
Yeah,
finish.
Whatever.
No, but like, what time's Tristan have to go then?
Oh yeah, what
10:30.
time's your
Half
show
10.
for?
Oh, it's yeah. I
Time
mean, we
yet?
can finish up pretty soon. We'll
What time is it?
5 to 10.
Last
Okay,
orders.
finish. Okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We'll go for.
Yeah, just letting you
Um,
know, just in case Tristan has to
so-
leave. Like,
Basically, 5, 6, 7 years ago, there was a whole lo-fi house craze. Obviously, that you were a part of with the whole
5
Winona
years ago.
thing. 5 years ago.
Yeah.
There was a very close-knit community of people that were like involved in that, and people were a part of it. Kedem was a part of it. You were a part of it. I was a part of it. Like, there's a lot of people that like not used, but like
Wrote it.
they like rode the lo-fi house wave and got very, very successful from it. And then once the lo-fi house, once they had made their sort of like stamp, they sort of went down their niches. Like Kedem went down his niche, Mulgrab went to super heavy, went down his niche, and then you've obviously went down your niche. Like, I don't really know what question. I'm just kind of
But
just
is
trying
that
to
not
discuss
just
it.
like
But, like,
music though? You follow a trend.
I don't know. Like, were you ever like a part of like them? We like
Just
groups
say
and
that
all.
you
Like,
forgot what you were saying. You said this is such a good.
That's fucking
It- well,
rich coming from you. Every half an hour.
I
What
do
was
want
I
to
just saying
talk
there?
about. I do want to talk about how lo-fi house boosted a lot of the main characters in the scene today. Like,
So
and what happened to it? Why did it stop? Why did lo-fi house finish?
So, I don't think, I mean, like, you could say the same thing as like, why did punk rock like die?
It's like, seems like
it's like
the
it's
techno
it's
scene.
it's
I
trends,
mean, techno's always been there.
trends and stuff. But like for a lot of us, like DJ Seinfeld, Mulgrab, we didn't necessarily make lo-fi music because it was trending or trendy. I speak for myself in this instance, but I made music. I made so many other tracks that weren't lo-fi
house,
because
yeah.
it was just, I just wanted to make different stuff.
Yeah.
I can't have helped that Winona was a song
Blew up.
that like blew up. I'm grateful to this
Yeah.
day, like super grateful. But
Oh, is Winona one of your songs?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate.
sorry,
I thought you were talking about like an artist or something called Winona.
and I'd never in my right mind thought that like any of like what I'm doing tonight, going to play a sold out show in Belfast, an Aussie kid,
In one day, by the way.
In one day, sold out in one day.
rep present. I want to shout out all my Aussie people. It's crazy, and like to this day, I'm like, just like in my boots, just like what, like how come? And I keep trying to think like what would my life be without like from these last 5 years, like what would I have done? Would I have moved back to Australia? Would I have moved somewhere into Europe?
Yeah.
Like I have no idea, like, and I can't even to this day think about like where I'd be.
What if?
Yeah, but I'm stoked. I'm happy. I've met some like amazing people. Like for instance, like you guys. You know, I met you guys for the first time coming into Belfast, and I feel like there's been just like every
Aw.
time that I've been here, we've all
How sweet.
hung out.
How
I
sweet.
can't wait to fucking get out of here.
How sweet. How
not,
sweet.
not see you guys for another 2 years. I hope there's another
so-
pandemic.
I'll actually see you on Sunday.
Yeah,
so-
oh yeah, pint
Yeah.
in
Family
London.
party.
Yeah, exactly. The big 60th birthday party.
So, you're a big fan of the lo-fi house sort of like. Whenever that was all going on, your track with Winona was already blowing up. Like you would obviously like established yourself, but like back then, like I was posting tracks and I was getting like 10 plays on SoundCloud and all. But I would push my track into these like lo-fi house groups, and like they'll just be so supportive and so like helpful. So
Oh, that's what I was trying to go with what you're saying, like what like kind of happened with it. I think also there was just an oversaturation
of why it
of
collapsed.
lo-fi
Yeah.
tunes,
Yeah.
and it was like a music genre that was literally a sample of an old
Yeah.
disco track,
Yeah,
with a
literally.
909,
Yeah.
filtered,
Yeah.
and like I think it was a genre that like got boring quite quick.
DJ boring, eh?
That's what.
Yeah.
It's all full circle here,
That's
ladies
what they
and
call me.
gentlemen. Illuminati. But I think it is just like that was like the genre that was just
Popular at the
too
time.
fucking
Yeah.
repetitive.
And so, what's the lo-fi house genre of today? Is there one?
TikTok.
TikTok. I mean, like I'm super thankful for that because like that's what like established me as like an actual artist and like an actual person that makes tunes. I made that like Miss the Old Candy tune during all that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, really thankful for that whole group and that sort of.
Oh no, totally. Like it's
era.
like, you know, like I said, I'm thankful for it. And like even so, like for instance, I made like a few lo-fi tracks, right? None of my sets ever.
I was about to say that.
None of my sets ever. It's because that was just like something that I made. I've been DJing from today. I've been DJing for like 13 years, right? Almost 14. And not once did I like, I mean, like I had like some lo-fi records because like back in like the early like 2010s, there was like some amazing artists. You know, you had like Tereke and you had like all these people like Greg Beto, all these like super sick names. And like, they're the ones that really should have been the fucking blown up people because like their technique and talent is unbelievable. And then you're just stuck with this guy.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to say is like your sets, like I've seen you play like 4 or 5 times now. Like your sets are quite like they're a lot heavier, a lot faster
Yeah,
than,
what your
the stuff
music
that you're
portrays.
making.
Yeah.
Why? Is there what's
So
reason for that?
I have like a like a little kind of, in my mind, I have like a, how do I say it? So DJing should be about playing other people's tracks, right? Not always. Like I understand people want to hear like my tracks, but this is also why I have my live show, which is like strictly 100% all my own music. And that's that kind of thing. When I DJ, I have just so, and this is why I like playing like 8 hours to 6 hours, 5
You
hours.
get it all in
Just
there,
I can literally, I can just play everything, every
Yeah, like a
genre.
showcase.
I can go hard, I can go slow, I can play jams, I can play cheesy tracks. Also, cheesy tracks are supposed to be played.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they're the, like, you know, I mean, if you go to a club that's like only plays cheesy stuff, that's like just a club that does that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing funny.
everyone loves a cheeser.
The odd one or two in
Everyone
there
loves a
is
cheeser.
brilliant.
Here's a scenario, right? You're in a club, you're off your nap, right?
Been there myself a few times. Like,
Cheeser comes
On
on.
it's like this.
You
You
love
just hear
it?
this. You just hear this like.
who doesn't love it?
And the crowd goes wild.
But then you just hear out of like nowhere, boom, 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 boom.
Scary.
But like slowly coming in, right?
Yeah,
You're
brilliant.
just gonna be like,
Oh,
like
turn
it's
your
like,
mate.
And, like people's faces.
Yeah,
Oh, you know,
absolutely.
like, yeah, right.
Absolutely,
And there's
yeah.
nothing funnier. But then you have these people that are just like,
Yeah. But dude, like,
Ken
I mean,
Strickers.
and you're just
fuck,
like,
fuck those
oi,
guys. Like,
fuck your chin.
Fuck them
yeah,
guys. Like,
fuck those guys. Like, get the cheesers out.
One or
Steve
two, like,
Disco
one or
has a
two.
really
well, I'll be waiting for your teasers later, mate.
Yeah.
But there's a
What's
few
the
in
cheeser
there.
tonight then?
hard to be giving it away.
I see.
I mean, this would probably be aired
This would be
way
long
you know,
after.
people like listening live.
Yeah.
He's gonna play this one. No, but I'll save it for you guys, so
Yeah.
you guys don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I already did say
I
what
already-
I wanted to do.
Is that,
the
is it that
with
one,
all-
is it?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. I've been looking forward to that. Like,
What was the one you used to play all the time? The Arctic Monkeys one? That's
Oh,
not really a
when the sun
cheeser, but
comes
it
down.
was
Oh,
like,
gee, yeah.
I was screenplayed that in his boiler room at the end in that hotel, and they're all fucking pillow
you just
fighting
want to
and all.
like throw chairs and shit when that comes on.
yeah.
Well, here we.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
fuck,
my
that's
first,
right.
my first gig here. Mark actually took my last track.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh my
this
gosh.
Is, no, I thought it was hilarious because I played Africa, Late Night Tough Guy remix, and I was like, I bless the rain.
Oh.
And then afterwards you're like, I think they want something slamming, and you played Arctic Monkeys.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
everyone just went, oh, like went nuts, and I was like, sick. I was like, sick. Anybody else?
Roof
Fierce.
off.
No.
Yeah. I'm naturally inappropriate. I'm sorry about that.
What do you mean? I mean, if it was an issue, I probably would not be here today. You know what I mean?
True point. Like, right. Well, we'll
Hold on,
call that day.
I
will we?
need you to just quickly.
What?
Oh my Jesus! Listen to
Gonna
that.
run it back to you. At the Chinlark.
Yeah, but we smacked out.
At the
right?
Belfast
Yeah,
Chinlark.
Belfast.
Is it?
Yeah.
But then.
Smacked to the deck.
At the Belfast Chin.
Yeah.
And all the world
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So there's this guy called Gabe, and he does these like HMT,
HTI. Oh, hardcore till I die. Something no.
yeah, HTD or something.
HTI.
HTM, yeah, something like that. He does these parties, and he did
Happy
this.
hardcore.
He did this one on a boat, and it was literally just all like crazy tunes. And there's this video of him playing that, and it sent me sideways.
Right,
It's the
like-
most incredible video.
Smacked out tunes are the best.
Yeah, they
The
are.
best.
Smacks love
But like,
shit like that.
well, that's another thing. Like, see this a set that you would play in Belfast, for example. How does that compare to a set that you would play in Europe, Spain, France?
Depends really. Like, I mean, like for
Do you
instance,
change?
like
Do you
I've
change
tried-
it up per country?
No, not really.
You play the same set in every country?
No, I don't play the same set. Like
not,
I
not,
said,
not exactly the same set, but the same
Like I
vibe.
yeah, I mean, like it depends. Like sometimes I play trance somewhere. Sometimes, like the other weekend in Porto, I didn't play any trance.
Yeah, Belfast love trance. So you can
I mean,
easily
yeah,
do
but
that.
I already knew this because my like boiler room here
Yeah,
had
popped
like
off.
Yeah,
some
yeah.
trance
Yeah, yeah.
tracks that people to this day are just like,
Yeah, they
about.
love that. Like,
But yeah, I think that's all good, boys.
So
yeah,
that's all she
we'll
wrote.
call
is
it a day there. Well, it's probably about an hour, I think. Tristan's got a very big show to play tonight that we're come with you, aren't we?
Yeah.
For a few
you are.
bevs to the show, we're come with you.
Fuck.
Oh,
Right,
Jesus.
Are we not invited?
No.
Okay, we'll move on. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and big thank you to Tristan for
Yeah,
joining
thank you
us.
very much.
Thank you for having me.
Super enjoyable,
Yeah.
really good chat, and enjoy your show tonight.
Yep.
Cheers.
And we'll leave you there, and we'll see you some other time.
Yep. Round of applause for Tristan.
Oh, see you later.
Do I clap?
Woo!